I don't really want to shout, to be honest. Um, don't really want to rage. Um, it's funny if you're not a Spurs fan and you're seeing this happen to another top six club. Don't really feel like we're a top six club. Definitely, if we're not starting it from our lifetime, no, that nonsense don't count, man. That don't count for us. Just doesn't. Because all my life, I've just seen nothing but mediocre football, some Champions League consistency, maybe, but that's the most you're going to get out of it. Not going the distance. Um, 3 trophies in my lifetime, 2 League Cups and the Europa League. I'm recording this video because we have just lost 5-2 to Atletico Madrid. I don't really need to plan this video because I know what I saw. And you know what? As a Spanish person, well, half Spanish, I was born here, but anyone who isn't English in my family, they're Spanish. So I've got quite a lot of thick Spanish blood in me. And I'm not going to lie, my Mediterranean temper may flare out halfway through this video. May. There's one word to sum this up, and it's a word that I picked up from my mum and my grandma whenever they saw the actions of different people, of the way they behave, the way they treat others, the way they try and go about their business. And that word is called Sinvergüenza. Sinvergüenza. Now, I didn't even know what this word actually meant, but if you pick up a language from your mum, there's going to be some words where you don't know how to translate it into English, but you know when to say it when you're feeling it in the moment. Now, this word basically means a scoundrel or a shameless person or even a crook. And that's exactly what these players are. They're crooks. Every single one of them. The manager is a crook. The players are crooks. These board members are crooks. Lange, Vichy. Pair of crooks. The lot of them. And I've got to say that when you just decide to start a keeper that has had no experience that I know of in Champions League group stages, certainly for this year's competition, and then you decide to just drop Vicario and think that a second keeper that isn't better than our first keeper. I say first keeper. He wouldn't be a first keeper in any top side. Let's be real on that. You start him, and then he starts slipping up, and then you sub him on for 15 minutes afterwards. And then you don't even acknowledge him. Didn't acknowledge any players that you subbed off, mind you, this Igor Tudor fella. By the way, I'm not having any of this nonsense about the pitch was slippery. Like, yes, I know that all our goals came from our players slipping up. A keeper that can't even pass a ball correctly or clear a ball correctly was from slipping. But what is this? Is this some AFTV thing now all of a sudden? Oh, but we got to remember, Robbie, the pitch was wet. Yeah? The pitch was wet for Atletico Madrid too. I ain't buying this nonsense. All this commentary from Joe Hart about I feel so sorry for this keeper. Yeah, you know what? I feel sorry for the keeper too because I wouldn't want to be him making these kinds of brain-dead mistakes. I wouldn't want to be him. But at the same time, he should never have started. I don't know what any Spurs fan was thinking to just start Kinski. I ain't seen him in time, had all right performances here and there from last season. Maybe, sure. But you're chucking him in a pretty, well, what is supposed to be an elite competition, but, we're in it. So that cheapens the competition a bit. But I don't know what any of you lot were thinking. To be 3 goals down in 20 minutes, yeah, and then you sub your keeper off and bring on Vicario. I mean, we are playing worse football under this guy. And we were saying, under Thomas Frank, this is the worst ever football. Listen, I don't think the effort was there, but at least there was some sort of commitment when we were playing under Thomas Frank in the Champions League games. And especially against really tough oppositions when we had to play PSG twice, Let's not forget about that Super Cup final. let's not forget about that group stage game. You know, we still managed to plumb some goals in. Yes, I know we plumbed some goals in here today as well, but you know, to be 5-2 down, do you really expect us to try and keep a clean sheet and get 3 goals against Atletico Madrid, who are a far more superior side than us, by the way? You know, we made Griezmann look like he was playing back in 2018 again, for God's sake. That's our level. Yeah. We're literally a championship side in the Champions League. We could be the first ever team since Celta Vigo in that 2004 season to be playing in the Champions League and get relegated in the first in the same season, that is. The truth is that these players are a bunch of Sinvergüenzas. That's my point. You know, robbing a wage, robbing a salary, and you're putting this level of football in. People are saying, oh, I feel so sorry for Kinski. Do you know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the fans that had to go and watch that nonsense. That's who I feel sorry for. You know what? These group of Sinvergüenzas, if they had any audacity at all, yeah, any sort of honour in them, give up your plane seat. Give up your plane seat tickets. Give up your chairs. Let the away fans have it. Overcrowd the plane if you need to. And you bunch of spineless Sinvergüenzas, you can just go and walk all the way up to Bilbao or Santander or any northern city where there's a port and you don't even get a boat. You swim up the Bay of Biscay, swim through the English Channel and get to England. Let's see if you're still got any spine inside of you when you need to make that swim. But you're not going to do that because end of the day, yeah, you don't even need to kick a ball and my mortgage gets paid in like a millisecond with the wages that you've got a lot higher up on the table than where you sit as 17th. You lot need wage deductions, and I'm not talking about a 20% deduction. I'm not talking about, you know, a little bit of commission to give away as reparations. I'm saying that you lot need to pay to play, and you don't get paid if you don't play well. And trust me, you lot would not have been paid a single penny for the last 6-7 months now, because that's how crap the lot of you have been. If you had any hope, any integrity inside of you, any fighting spirit, which I have seen none for months now, if you had any of that, I wouldn't see any performances or levels to that. Honestly. My head's gone and I know I can't finish my sentences because I'm not even joking. That 5th goal, I had to stick my head inside a fridge because I thought I was going to lose it well and truly. I didn't lose it in the first, the second. I lost it at the 3rd goal. I lost it at that 3rd goal, and I think every single Spurs fan did. You ain't a Spurs fan if you didn't lose your head on that. But that 5th goal, man, I had to stick my head inside a fridge like Raj from Hell's Kitchen. I had to stick my head inside a fridge like Raj from Hell's Kitchen. Because I honestly thought my head was going to explode watching that. From a Richarlison header to... I don't even know what you call that. You can't really call that a high line, but there was no line. There was no line at all. There was just nobody about doing their job. And they get their 5th goal. You lot are honestly sinvergüenzas. Oh, fuck, I give up. I give up like this team, man, honestly. Yeah. Well done if you managed to watch 10 minutes of waffle. But my head's gone.